Welcome to Pull the Pin Radio, a place you're guaranteed to get a veteran's opinion about the world we live in today. Joining you again is Jim, and as usual, whoops, Jake.
Jace, baby.
Jace, baby, nice
What's
touch.
up?
You, you,
What's
you
up,
don't
everybody? Those millions and millions of folks that are out there.
in cyberspace somewhere. Speaking of space, did we remember we talked about that? Well, all right. I don't want to segue too quick without saying what's up to Johnny, Christine. Good to hear you're okay, Christine. Johnny, thanks for your feedback. We're going to probably cover a lot of Johnny's headlines because he is doing some of the work for us. But I did want to mention that. Did you see how they were trying to call that little space thing with Bezos's girlfriend and all the chicks in space?
Didn't we already discuss this?
We did, but the interesting thing is, I watched something. They're trying to say that it didn't even happen. Like it was not even a real event. It was all staged. But I watched a guy that's really interesting who disproved all of that nonsense, that it actually did happen.
The
It's just
fucking penis rocket went up, dude.
Yeah,
Come
it's
on.
just a joke. It's just a joke of a thing. But I just want to comment that. So if you still got conspiracy people out there who think it was all set up, now the moon landing I could buy, but this one was real, and the guy proved it. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. A lot of that makes sense. So, anyways, just want to touch on that. Not that it matters. So, Jace, I gave the shout outs, all that stuff. How about you? Did you have the shout
Oh,
out?
you're just cracking me up, making me think about the flying dildo
What?
now.
Could you imagine if it
For
was corded?
Austin Powers. Um, no, I wanted to. I mean, obviously, we got to touch base with our brothers up north, but I wanted to touch base on our boys. Some of the highlights that he had talked about. Johnny's Johnny be good. So
Which
what do
one?
we got? What do
Oh,
we
you
want
mean
to
you
do?
want me to go to his headlines? You made that sound so dramatic. I was like waiting for something. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
yeah, no.
well,
So he talks about the Supreme Court to hear the injured Marine veterans case challenging compensation limits. I don't know anything about that. Have you heard that?
I have I know nothing about it, but I did absolutely hear about it, but I didn't hear about it. I
Because
read about it actually. So no, I really don't know nothing about it.
well, I mean, it's interesting because I think they are going to start cracking down too on the compensation stuff, and they need to. I think I've discussed this before. There's a lot of corruption or fraud in that too. I look, man. I think every veteran should get some compensation regardless of their injuries, and then it just progresses from there. But we've got to. I mean, we got to crack down on people. You know, I don't know, man. I just still maybe I'm a little bitter. The 100% PTSD guys that are out there holding guns and shooting around, like I don't know, man. Just I get it. I'm not an
I
expert on PTSD. I get it. I know there's a lot of things. I just feel like there's something that's just not right about. I just feel like there's something not
there
right.
is, man. It's the system's fucked up. Like I remember years ago, right when I got out of the military, I was in we had this card group, bunch of buddies. We would play Texas Hold'em. Doesn't matter what we were playing, but the one kid's bragging about how and this was years ago, so we're talking 25 years ago, and he's bragging about how he's getting $500 a month because he sprained his fucking knee in reserve duty. And I'm like, I'm struggling with my spine every
Right,
fucking day and not collecting a fucking penny, and this fucking piece of shit is golfing and doing whatever the fuck he wants. And back then, that was a nice car payment,
right.
and I could
Yeah,
have used that.
I get
Could
it.
have
It's
easily used it. I'm not going to cry about it, but it's just yeah, that's just. And then I had another guy at work. Actually, I was a supervisor. He was at 80% because he got sun poison, I guess, as a Marine hiking. Sun poison, or I don't know, something like that. But he was 100% fine, and he's getting paid like $1,800. He was getting paid 20 years ago.
so
That
so you think about it this way. What is it called? It's called compensation, right? So
right.
yes, the military, the government, the people, really, the public, the population, the taxpayers, I should say, be more specific, should compensate you because you can no longer live life the way you would have if you had not served.
Exactly.
Number one, if you've got an injury that's curable, that's all you should get. Or you should get compensation for the time while they cure it because you're not able to
Exactly.
work. Then
Exactly.
when you're cured, so if there's no cure for PTSD, I
They
mean, but you get what I'm saying?
hopefully
It's
Elon's gonna
compensation.
they're gonna buckle down with this shit, but they give money out way too fucking easy. Don't get me wrong, I took advantage of it because I did this I forgot what it's called, but it's if you lost your job, they'll pay for you to go back to school and have another career.
Oh, right,
So
right.
they paid for my school, and then they gave me like a $1,800 stipend, and I was collecting unemployment.
But see, I don't think there's a problem with that. I'll tell you why. Because what they're doing is they're setting you up for success, and then you can stand on your own feet. Like you
Right,
get
I get it, but the I guess what I was leading up to is my buddy just got married, and his fucking wife gets the same fucking benefits I'm getting. I got, and I don't think that's fucking fair. He just married her. He's been out
right.
of the fucking army for 20 years now, and she's getting that fucking benefit. That's horse shit, man. She doesn't fucking deserve it.
Right, right. I
She
think
if she lived through his issues or whatever that he really didn't have, then I could get it if they were married while he was in the service. So I could go marry a bitch right now and fucking hook her and her kids up with a golden ticket for free cow plus her.
yeah. Well, do the mail order. You might get paid to do it. Um, so yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, like it's compensation to make you whole again. So if you're
Right.
out there living a good life better than when you were in the military, then I don't know what the compensation's for. Because like we
Well,
talk about, I don't sleep well at night. My back keeps me awake. Like I
yeah,
can't do the things I used to do. I'd love to be doing things I used to do. And when I try to do certain things, it takes me longer to recover. Like even working, I can't hold a real job because of my injury. So I
right.
understand. Like
The
that's what they're compensating me for because I
yeah,
gave it to them.
and the thing is, like, this buddy that I'm talking about them wasting even more money. He so he had he had back surgery. He had two fusions done on his back. So I mean that's legit. But then it's Voc rehab is what it's called for the military for going
Yes,
back
yeah,
to school. So he goes back to fucking school to become a photographer, right? They pay for all his school and it's a fucking brand new, like state of the art computer that so he could do fucking graphic design and all that. Brand new fucking cameras, Sony cameras and shit. And then he decides, oh well, I'm gonna do underwater diving video too. So he's on 100% because of PTSD and because of his back, but he's going to dive school, and they
yeah.
sent him to fucking Florida to dive school. I mean, who the fuck is approving shit like this? I
Well,
mean,
but
I appreciate that they're taking care of the vets, but
yeah, I was just say
Jesus
that.
Christ, man, you got to draw the line and say, look, your back's fucked up. How do you think you're gonna carry the tank and the cameras? And no, that's not feasible, brother.
Yeah, I think I think it's great. If anybody's going to take care of advantage of the system, it should be veterans. So I think in the end, it's
I'm
great.
not going to disagree.
I think the problem is we're on a trajectory to VA compensation payments are going to be almost as much as the defense budget. Like that's literally what they're saying is the amount of money they're paying out for soldiers. So they're going to
Wow,
have to correct it anyway. They're
wow,
going to have to correct it. So at some point, if you're taking advantage of it, that's great on you. But if you got a brother, a veteran, just like these hustlers that are trying to get you your 100%, if you're taking advantage of other soldiers so that you can live a good life, you're just as much a dirtbag as a civilian out there. So, if there's people out there who are injured or can't live a good life because of it, and you're out there living a good life because they're paying you for nothing, and yet you can go get a full-time job doing cement mixing, and then you're just taking from other veterans, is what you're doing. So at that
Well,
point, you're they probably need to evaluate you. You know what I mean? So I
I
don't know.
yeah, I have a problem with the assholes that are taking advantage of the veterans that
Yeah.
are trying to get their 100%, and they're trying to rob them of half their fucking paycheck for the first year and shit. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
You're a fucking
Yeah.
scum.
Yeah.
You're not really trying to help a veteran. You're trying to
No.
make a fucking dollar,
You are.
motherfucker.
You are. And then, I even had like I said, I've had the personal experience. Oh, they're just trying to feed their family too. Well, go find a way to feed your family and then volunteer to help
Well,
veterans.
they're
That's
at a
what I would do.
hundred. Usually, what they'll say, "Oh, I'm on the one veterans info or whatever." I don't know. There's a few that I had looked at because I was desperate at one time to try to do it, and he was like, "I'm 100%," blah blah blah. And you could see he's living in a fucking mansion and shit.
Right, right.
It,
Because he's making a lot of money off of veterans, disabled veterans. Unless
right.
he's corrupt and he's making money off people who don't deserve it.
But I don't like the fact that they're trying to get veterans to lie and shit.
No, or I tell you, I don't like the fact they're getting rich off of veterans when you can just help a brother veteran. Help them.
Well,
You've been
that would
through
be
the
the whole
system,
point.
help them. There's people that put out YouTube channels that tell you, hey, this is how you do this is how you do that. There's YouTube channels for this stuff. Those
Yeah.
people, yeah, they might be making money by, the advertising and stuff like that by
Yeah, but
people,
that's good for them.
but they're still just putting out the information helping veterans.
They're
They're
not
not
robbing a
charging
veteran. They're not
veterans.
robbing a veteran of money,
Correct.
though.
Correct. So,
Yeah, I,
anyways,
I give. Well, there's this one. I think the guy's. I think it's Veterans Insider or some shit. This guy's a typical fucking army grunt, fucking whatever we want to call him, with his long fucking beard and trying to look like a woodsman or some shit. I don't know. And all he does is fucking go over. Like I could type in my computer right now and read all the bullshit that he's fucking reading off the internet. But I give him props because there's fucking morons that actually follow him. Number one, and he's making money off it through YouTube. And he's not robbing a poor veteran out of it. He's actually helping, I guess, veterans and people that aren't competent enough to read a computer screen.
right, right.
There's fucking I have like 3 or 4 different emails I get that show all the veteran shit that's going on.
Yeah. And you do the work. If you, I mean,
Oh,
that's
speaking
really
of
what it comes
that,
down to.
I
You do the
saw
work.
that the pay thing. The sure you get more money or whatever. That one that Johnny had asked, yeah. I
Oh,
did see that in my email.
yeah, I didn't see that.
But I get paid. I don't know. Do you get emails or not?
No, I don't think
Let
so.
me grab my email. It's some of it's fucked up.
Well, who's the email from that you're?
I'll 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 bring it right out. I'll
Is
tell
it
you
from a
exactly what it's
DOD, like
because it's
official
from
government?
like a VA thing or something. But like I get these emails and it's like you fucking gotta be kidding me, you fuck.
Battery's dead.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well,
Um
like I said, I don't know. Like I said, what he's talking about here, the veteran, the Marine, unlimited compensation. Like I think if you get like you blow your legs get blown off, I think they need to take care of you for life. Like I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't think there's
But
a limit.
I believe they do though.
Yeah, I don't think there's a limit on it anyway. Well, you get your health care taken care of, that's for sure, if you got a certain percentage
Well
or
they
service connected.
yeah.
You get
They
health care for
pay
free.
what's that?
You get free health care when it's service connected.
Right.
So it's not like, they aren't taking care of you. But what does that mean, though? Like, that's why I said it. I guess the sticky ground is when we talk about the mental disorders. And I think we all have it. That's why I said we should all get something anyway. Just basically, really, for just serving and readjusting our entire lives to go into a
I
kind of
agree to
combat
a
mode.
certain extent. But I mean cops fucking there's a lot of professions that you get
Well, true, but
fucked
that's
up with.
also salary based.
All right, so
They get
here's
salary.
one I get. VA News. Well, this isn't that good of one. It's a lot better than it's a lot better than other ones, but it's not this. Oh, I just get so fucking pissed at some of these though because it's like all these veteran benefits. Blah. You qualify for a new fucking HVAC. You qualify for a new roof, and then you have to punch in your name and address and phone number, and then they got you fucking. They got you. They're just taking advantage of fucking veterans, and it's like
Right.
you
Yeah,
fucking
they're giving away like
assholes.
one veteran roof or something like almost like Black Friday works, right? Two TVs for cheap, and then 500 people show up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I did find that that's how I found that Discord server of veterans in there, but I really wasn't impressed. I didn't mind gaming with veterans, but it
Right.
turned out it really was they really weren't veterans, or I don't know if some of them were if they were veterans, they were more weird people. It was just a very awkward environment. I really just didn't feel like I fit in.
Right.
But anyways, like you want to keep looking for this. Let's move on because we're going to talk this whole show about this if we don't
Let's
stop now.
go, Todd.
Because he also talked about all these judges getting arrested. So what do you think about that? Because you've seen now there's I think at least two of them. The one judge literally went to the courtroom while the prosecutor was sitting in there, grabbed the defendant and the illegal, and rushed him out the back door because ICE was there. That's the
Oh,
judge that got arrested. Yeah.
wow.
And these people are acting like it's some sort of retribution. Like, I don't understand how you can literally be practicing law and do something illegal and then everyone feels sorry for you. Like, I don't
What do you
understand that.
mean a who's getting what do you mean what the
Well,
fuck is retribution?
ICE, ICE is taking illegals out, right? And
Yeah.
whether you agree with it or not,
They're
they
doing their
have the
fucking
authority,
job,
right? They
yes.
have the authority. They're doing it, and some people don't agree with it. So instead of letting ICE come in and take these people, because ICE was waiting on the outside till it was done, they're going to wait for the
Oh.
court case to be done, and then I guess the judge heard ICE was there, and she stopped the case and escorted the people out the back and told them to run. I
And
assume
she
she
should
was
be
arrested.
prosecuted.
Yep, she was arrested and released, but on her own recognizance. But yeah, she should be. She should be disbarred immediately.
She's arrested on ROR.
She should be
And,
disbarred immediately.
oh, okay, good.
She should be. I don't know if it's going to happen because they're making this stuff political. It's really, I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of the
Yeah,
whole,
it doesn't need we don't need to know about this shit.
like, how do you not know that that's illegal? How do you, like, even if you don't agree with the law,
So
or
why is
even,
it that why is this on the news?
it is or it isn't.
Why yeah, it was on the news, but why was it on the
Yeah.
news?
Well, because they're making it political. They're saying Trump is going after,
Exactly.
yeah,
Why the fuck wasn't all the fucking bullshit people crossing the fucking border on the news?
it's the same crap, man. It's the
It,
same people.
no,
These,
I'm just making a point that
yeah,
it's
I
just
know.
fucking this whole shit is just so annoying.
I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of the hypocrites that when you do it, it's wrong. It's just like the whole Amazon thing. I think we talked about Amazon trying to put the cost of inflation or not inflation, the cost of the tariffs right there so everyone could see how much it went up because of the tariffs, but yet they didn't care when it went up because of inflation. Like that's what it is. It's a whole bunch of garbage. It's a whole bunch of entitled people who think they're correct. Now, I'm gonna agree with you. I think the costs of everything should be broken down almost like an ingredients label. Show us
Yeah.
how an iPhone costs $200 to make, and you're paying X amount of dollars for taxes, X amount of dollars for shipping, X amount of dollars for marketing, X amount of dollars. Show us, then people will go there to buy a phone
Right.
and
Well,
realize they're spending $1,500 on a $200 phone.
I just
Show
got
us,
a 16 Pro because I had to, I guess, and it was over $1,000.
right?
Yeah,
But
I'd
you,
love to see the breakdown.
but you understand what I'm saying? Is like I'm
Yeah,
not opposed to that.
absolutely. I would be more susceptible to I didn't I traded my phone in and I didn't have to pay, but
Right, right,
still I would if I had to even pay $300 for it,
right.
I'd like to know the breakdown.
Yep.
Yes.
But I mean, that's the point. So I don't think people would be opposed to that transparency, but now you're
Right.
bringing it in to act like it's transparency, or I don't even think that was the purpose. But now you're bringing it in for a political purpose. You're not doing it to be transparent. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not doing that. Break down. Tell us exactly what you're making off of this transaction. Tell us
Right.
exactly what you paid for these items and how much you're
Well,
selling them
do you
for.
realize how embarrassed they'd fucking be?
Exactly, because that's the problem is because Trump is going after China, and that's how Amazon's making all their money. They're buying
Right.
cheap crap from China and selling it at a premium price to Americans, and thinking we're getting a good deal. So I
Well,
mean,
we're getting shit. We're getting crap.
but it's politics. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you
Well,
want to be
yeah.
real and transparent, make it real. Stop playing politics.
But
I'm getting
just
tired of
like
double
we've
standards.
talked before, look at these businesses that have moved. They moved because greedy Americans want $30 an hour, and the greedy owners they're not happy with making millions of dollars. They need the billions. So let's move it to China and we'll have slave labor instead and make our billions.
Yeah, I
Everybody's so
understand.
fucking goddamn greedy,
I
man.
understand if it's not sustainable because if you're trying to make a profit, you're trying to make a profit. But if you're not
I
making a profit, your
I
business
agree
isn't
that
sustainable.
if you're trying to make a
I get it.
pro, but look at these fucking oil people or these drug people. We'll just talk about oil because drugs is different.
Well,
But
just talk about Amazon, dude. Amazon would not be able to go to space right now if they weren't overcharging people.
right,
They wouldn't be
oh
able to go to
yeah,
space. They'd make a nice profit. They'd live comfortably. They'd be delivering a service to people. It's not like
no,
people are
I
banging
was
down their
just
door throwing
saying
money
like
at them.
the oil business, the fucking billions and billions and billions of dollars they're making. So gas could probably be 50 cents a gallon if they wanted to do it, but then they wouldn't be making billions and billions and billions.
Well, again, look, I don't want to be like China, right? I don't want a social credit score. I don't want all that crap. But there, if you just had a little transparency, because I know a lot of people who've never ran a business don't understand. I know a lot of people don't have a family, don't understand. Like, it's hard to talk about something you're not familiar with. So if you run a business, there's costs, there's, all this stuff. I always go back, you mentioned your buddy in the photography business, right? I always go back to that. Like, so if you're in photography and you take an amazing picture, right?
Yeah,
It's so amazing. This is so great. You charge $1,000 for that picture, right? So why is everyone after that not cost 38 cents? You know what I mean? Like it's all just pixels and papers after that. You got paid for the
uh-huh.
amazing picture you did. Now you get, you know what I mean? Like I don't understand how you can just keep charging the same amount for the one thing that you did. Like I don't get that. But if
I
people are
don't
going
know,
to pay
man.
it, it's supply and demand. If people want it, you can charge them whatever you want.
Yes, sir.
So I'm
I,
for it. I'm for it, the supply and demand part. But at some point, you got to recognize, hey, how much money do I really need?
well, that's what I'm saying. It's exactly what I'm fucking saying. Just
That's almost a case
fucking
for taxes, dude. That's why we should tax the rich more. But the problem is we have to know where that tax money's going. So yeah, I think the system's correct. I think it's just the people in the system that are screwing it up.
systems corrupt. Yes.
It's corrupt. No, I think the system can run itself with good people.
Oh, it could, but it's one of them things where I was just talking. Well, I don't know. I'm always talking, so it is what it is. But
You want to
I
move
was just
that?
talking to my one buddy about the fact that we we need term limits, man,
Oh, definitely, in everything,
and
in
and
everything.
it's and my thought process and my explanation to term limits is because remember when we went to high school and we were freshmen and we
Mhm.
had no fucking clue what was going on.
Right,
We didn't know the system.
right.
By the time we were seniors, we knew the motherfucking system like bam.
And you knew how to
We
abuse it, get around it, work it. Yep.
exactly. And that's to me that's how these politicians are. A lot of these senior ones, well all of them, they know the fucking routine. They know how to fucking
Yep.
they know how to make the millions. They know
And
how to
and you
fucking
know, and
do whatever they got to do.
they know when they're not replaceable, that funnel of illegal money or kickbacks keeps coming.
Right.
because the contractors, the foreign affairs people, they're all getting their cut, and they know it's going to keep coming.
Right.
Well, let's jump to the movies here. Johnny talked about this. He said, "Well, hell, well, hey, talk about bad movie reviews. Talk about your favorite movie. I have one. It's a Navy movie that I recommend called Greyhound. You ever seen that?
I have not.
I have not either. So I may have to
I
check that
wonder
out,
how new
Johnny.
it is. The last movie. So, because I still have the box, and you need to get another one, but whatever.
Yeah.
I watched Working Man,
Uh,
and I watched another one that was
do you have a favorite movie?
fuck no. I don't have no
Oh,
Back to the Future.
oh, that's your favorite movie?
It's
Oh,
probably that's one of my favorite movies ever. But Top Gun's also one of them too.
really? I mean, I'm not going to
Oh,
go the easy Star Wars route, but my favorite movie was 300. I really like
wow!
300. Yeah.
I never even really watched it.
And then there's another one called Kingdom of Heaven. It's a
Yeah,
little bit longer, but I really like that. But I like those medieval days and things like that. I
so
like
do
that.
I. But they put me to sleep.
Oh, did or
Yes,
Monty Python's Holy Grail?
I never saw that.
What?
Lord of the Rings. I've
I can
fall
watch
asleep.
that, but I don't keep reaching for that. You know what I
Game
mean?
of Thrones. Fall asleep.
Game of Thrones was yeah. It took me 3 times to watch Game of Thrones, and then I finally binge watched it all. So, but
Thanks for
yeah,
the shit, Johnny. I'm gonna
yeah,
check Greyhound out.
yeah. So then there's another one here. They had an update on. Remember the Black Hawk helicopter that crashed into that plane, killed all those people in D.C. area there?
Yeah,
Well, apparently they're saying that this woman pilot who had 500 hours or whatever,
yeah.
she totally ignored the commands. I think they have proof that she ignored the commands twice. So they're thinking there might be some intent to do it there, but I don't know. To me, I'm not sold yet. But
Wow, that's crazy.
but it just shows you. I mean, well, anything we come up, it so divides us. And I know these are the topics, things we don't want to get into. The whole the stabbing at that track meet, how divided we are there, and how the family raised over $500,000 and BLM'd everybody, and now it may turn out that the kid was completely guilty. But even let's talk Shador, man. This has been, I
What?
think,
Did he get
Shador.
drafted or not?
Yeah, you know what I mean. He went in the 5th round
To who?
to Cleveland.
Jesus Christ.
Cleveland's got like 5 quarterbacks or something now. But you're not following that. You're not seeing what's going on with that. You got
I
a whole.
saw. I did. The only thing I saw was someone did a fucking prank call on him.
Oh yeah, they got fined. The team got fined, and the father of that kid got fined.
That's hilarious, though.
Yeah. Well, I think it's cruel though. I think it was definitely unnecessary.
It's
I think it's
fucking.
cruel.
It's very unnecessary.
I mean, I'm not going
But
to say as a kid we didn't do phone call pranks,
but
but
because of who it is, it's fucking hilarious, man.
yeah, yeah. Look, man, Deion Sanders. I've never been a Deion Sanders fan. Like, I always appreciated his talent, but I've
Dan was
never
a
been a
fucking
fan.
stud.
Yeah, I've never been a fan. But again, I don't like arrogant athletes anyway. I just don't care for them.
Same here.
I would
Same
take a
here.
mediocre, humble guy over an arrogant athlete any day.
Same here.
And that's the problem. I think Deion's raised his arrogant son and spoon fed him the whole time. So this kid thought he was going to walk in and just be like, get what he wanted. But I've been reading and listening to some of these coaches, and I
That
don't
only deal
understand.
with his dad.
Well, even his dad, like dad was one of the things because his dad's like he's going to pick his team or he's going to pull an Eli or like it just this stunk all the way. And
Yeah.
let's be real. One of the factors most sports fans do not understand is the locker room factor. Like you see
Right.
media stuff when NFL guys beat their wives and murder people and carry guns. Like you see that stuff in the media, but you don't see a lot of the locker room stuff. Like you don't see the
Right.
chemistry.
Well, he's going to be a fucking practice squad quarterback
But he
probably.
won't. He won't accept that. That's why people were staying away from him. They said because he won't take a backup role. The way
Then
his
too
father's
fucking
pumped him
bad.
up, the way he's acting. Yeah, he needs to be humble. But people are acting like this is a racial thing. How do you bring race? Like,
Obviously, they're going to bring that into it. So
dude, you are the saddest human being, and I'm going to say this: you're the saddest human being when you only wear racial filtered glasses. And you know what else I'll tell you? You're
these
the
are
racist. You who bring race into everything are the racists. I don't care if you don't like white people for because somebody did something to somebody whenever. I don't really give a damn. I don't care if you don't like white people because you don't like me. I don't care. But you're sad. You're just sad because it had nothing to do with race. Most of this stuff doesn't. It's got nothing to do with
I
race.
I
Who was the first
it's
quarterback? Who was the
fucking
first
weird
draft pick?
because I agree with you, but I also my input is I don't know how to put it to not offend anybody, but I live in the dirty
Defend him
South
anyway.
now, and I run into a lot of black folks, and I meet a lot of nice black folks. But then I run into some black folks. They're the most racist fucking assholes I've ever met in my
Well,
life,
dude,
and it's
let's
like,
separate it. Let's separate it because I've been saying this for years, even when Mr. James was on the show. It ain't about the color; it's about the culture. It's about the culture. It's the
well,
same reason you don't
I
want.
agree. I would say 50%.
No,
That's
I
how
think
they
it's
were
all
raised.
culture.
Yes,
I think
and
it's all
that's
culture. I think people that are not subscribed to the American ghetto culture will convince anybody who's never even seen a black person that hey, there's nothing wrong with these people. But when you bring that ghetto culture that resolves everything in violence, hello, the track meet shooting or stabbing, if you resolve all your
right.
conflicts with violence, your whole life goal is to get respect. I mean, you're always a victim. Like that culture is so damaging. It's just self-damaging. Like it's just
Yeah, I know. But like
horrible.
I was at Walmart the other day, and I had one item. I said, I long story short, I was trying to walk out. She told me to stay, and I'm like, what happens if I don't? And she wouldn't answer me. Blah blah blah. And she really pretty much made a racial fucking comment. It's because I'm black. You're doing this, and it's like, fuck you. No, it's not because you're a fat fucking black cunt. It's because you're just being an asshole to me.
Right. Your behaviors may have nothing to do with this, right?
The color has nothing to do with shit.
No.
I just wish we had a colorless culture, man.
But again, like I said, stereotypes are
Fuck.
formed for a reason because of the culture. The mob store flash mobs in stores,
Yeah.
you don't see that in white people. You know what I mean? Now
No,
your
I
serial
know.
killers, your school shooters, those are white people. You know what I mean? Like, so we get it. And the problem is that these stereotypes are formed for a reason. So if your culture is allowing that stuff, then there's a problem. Even our American culture, whether white, black, whatever, we are becoming a problem. Our
Right.
culture
There's a
is
town
taking a dive.
2 hours away from here. You actually went there not too long ago, but there was two like shootouts in the mall. They have them all on video.
Mhm.
All black people, all blacks, but they're still the victim for some reason.
Right, right. And you're a racist if you just point that out. Like I mean, and obviously they're not all like that. That's the difference.
No, they're
But
not.
that's what I'm
But
trying to say. It's the culture.
when the fuck do you see a fucking shootout with white people though?
Back in the old days in the Wild
You
Wild West.
don't. You don't.
But yeah, again, like you said, I mean, like I said, you can stereotype all day long, but again, until they fix their culture, until they get that ghetto prison
Well,
style culture out,
I've
it's never
discussed.
gonna change.
I follow Charlie Kirk, and I watch a lot of his debates, and I 100% believe that these kids that don't have a fucking dad are just being set up for failure in life, man. They don't
Sure,
have
sure.
a male role model. Their parents, there's no marriage to show them what a marriage is like. There's usually no church to show them what faith is like, and it's just sad because
I,
it
I could
just
I could
and
tell you a lot of
then
black
their
people I
mom lets
know
them
are
listen
very
to this
religious.
fucking disgusting rap music, and that's what they follow and believe.
Well, that right. That's because they lost their family values. But again, in their defense too, look, I won't ignore the fact that there was a whole system against them at one point because they were looked at as second-class citizens, just like
Well,
women are in Saudi Arabia. So I won't ignore the fact that maybe some people don't like them. But I'm also not going to pretend that some people don't like them because of the way they act. And I mean they, as in those subscribed to this culture, not all black people. Matter of fact, a lot of the YouTubers I watch, are black people because I like them because they're down to earth, real
They're
people.
straight up, yeah.
Yes, and
But
they call
but
this garbage out too.
but in the 70s, the blacks weren't the poorest people around.
Right. Well, they're still not to this day. I think we have more impoverished white people than, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it's some of the most poor people are white.
I don't know. But it's just all that like
And
the
they
government
try to
created
screw,
this
dude.
this whole situation with these women fucking spitting out 500 kids and getting paid big money. I forgot what the fuck it's called, but I don't even want to talk about it. So
Welfare babies.
it's not welfare. It's some affirmative action bullshit. I don't know. It's not affirmative action though.
You know. Well, you see, there aren't there. They were talking about paying $5,000. Is it what for a kid because our population is dwindling? And I think even Elon Musk came out and said something about he predicted a collapse because we're going to not have any 18-year-olds soon, or not many 18-year-olds.
Yeah, we're not gonna have enough kids to fucking pay into Social Security.
Mm.
Workers, period, is what they're saying.
And hence, this is what China experienced. Remember, China did the only one kid thing.
Yeah.
They screwed themselves because then when those kids became parents and the parents were older, you only had one kid taking care of two parents, and there wasn't enough money.
Yeah.
Yep. So all you people that want population control, well, now liberals and those idiots that believe in the trans stuff and all that nonsense, you guys don't have kids. Just don't. That's probably better. Just continue to live your life the way you're doing it. You're
Yep.
right. Your feelings matter. You're recognized. No one's erasing you. You're going to erase yourself. Just keep doing that. And all you independent, you don't need a man, women. You can do the same thing. Just go right along with them. But everyone else who believes in the family and traditional family ways, have more kids. Don't worry about it. They'll be taken care of. Have more kids. That's my message for the day. My PSA.
Yeah, I agree, but I also start paying people more money so they can afford to have fucking kids.
Well, we can, dude. Let's be real. Come on, let's stop pretending, man. I mean,
The
don't get me
best
wrong. Don't
the
get me
best part
wrong.
about kids are making them. So it is what
But I
it
mean,
is, man.
look, I get it. It's relative. I get it. But the problem is we live in this thing called relative poverty. I just watched a video. It was an older video from 4 years ago. It was a black lady who declared America's racist. I'm taking my business. I'm moving to Africa. You know, within a year or something, she's complaining about everything there and moved back. I mean, that's the problem. We have so many entitled people that don't realize
Right.
what they're taking for granted, that all they do is complain about what they got. But even at that, we have a society full of overweight, obese people. No one is
Right.
starving. And if they are, go take 2/3 of the food that these obese people are eating. Like, it just,
Unfortunately, it's cheaper to be obese than it is to be thin.
not really, not really. I understand what you're saying. I understand if you're making the argument that healthy food is more expensive, totally
Yeah,
agree.
that's what I'm
Totally agree.
saying.
But I'm telling you, if you're stress eating, stop binge eating, stop eating just because you're bored, stop eating when you're angry, just eat to eat, you ain't going to be eating that much. I promise you. And if you're eating good food, it will fill you. I get it because I do it too. Sometimes I'm bored. Sometimes I'm nervous. I'm
Ramen
eating
noodles
my
isn't
nails.
good food, man.
Huh?
Ramen noodles is not good food.
No, ramen's not good for you. No, it's high sodium too. But no, my point is that you can even have your own garden. Eat out of your garden when it's time to eat. No other time. I got a buddy that I remember from Jersey. He he eats one meal a day, and he works out a lot.
I'm gonna have a sweet garden this year. Speaking of gardens, boy.
Gherkin, you Gherkin, you got a Gherkin.
Yeah, I'm gonna grow some gherkins though.
You gonna grow some gherkins? Yeah. Well,
You should have a garden.
I should, but I ain't got time for garden. That's the problem.
You ain't got time for shit.
I don't. My chickens almost died. I went out there today. They got no food. Yeah. But anyways, so yeah. So I think we need a real culture shift and people shift. I mean, and I don't think it's getting better because I think when AI comes and everyone has AI partners, nobody's gonna have kids. We're just
Oh
gonna have a bunch
wow.
of robots filling in for, you know. I just think I think we need to stop getting. We need to get out of our feelings and start doing things with purpose. That's what we need to do. Stop living by our feelings, because that's what a lot of people are doing now. Everybody's feelings first, then logic and reason later.
Got your feelings right here.
Yeah, I mean, it just blows my mind. I don't know. Anyways, unless you got something, I don't know. I missed something. No alibis. There's not really much else.
Well, how much time have we went through?
We're at probably close to the 40-minute mark, so I think we're
Yeah,
good.
the only thing I was going to talk about is Canada looks like they're going to be in for and I don't know.
I thought you were going to start with Canada, and I think we breezed right through it. But yeah,
They just I don't know. They annoy the fucking piss out of me, but I
yeah.
love them like they're a brother or sister. The but they just voted liberal again, and I think they're on a very slippery slope, man.
Well, didn't their conservative guy bash Trump?
Well, they both have bashed Trump, so
Okay, so then who cares who wins?
well the morons.
Who cares
I
who
was
wins?
told that they voted for the liberal because he's more apt to be able to handle Trump than the conservative. It was a close race,
But again, they're like the entitled Americans.
but
That's the problem
well,
with Canada. They talk about Canadian pride. Yes, they have pride, but do you understand Canada wouldn't be Canada if it wasn't for us? And I'm not asking you to kiss my ass.
well,
I'm
what
not telling you
cracks
to
me the fuck
sit
up
down and beg
is
and thank
like I
me.
told you, I have a bunch of Canadian friends. Some we don't talk politics. I just talked to my one buddy today, and he don't give a he don't care. But like Dingo, he now he's beginning to realize he might have been brainwashed, but they don't. That just blows my mind that they don't realize that they've been tariffing us for years,
Yeah. And why do they
and we're
use
finally
tariffs?
gonna fucking tariff them a little bit,
But why do
and
they
they're
use
mad.
tariffs, right? If tariffs are a tax on your people, why are they doing it?
And then they he's talking about how they fucking hate us, and they're not. Well, I saw a thing about snowbirds in Florida are going to be selling their houses. That Canadian snowbirds, they're selling all their houses up in Florida
Oh,
now.
good. More for
That's what I
us.
said. Fucking great. Maybe I'll
More for
buy
us.
one. But
Bye.
so like he's talking about how they hate us and all this shit. But I'm watching a fucking hockey game, Canadian broadcast, playing fucking American music,
Right, right.
playing fucking American commercials, American products, but then talking shit about buy Canadian, buy this, and don't use American stuff. But yet, stop playing our fucking music, stop watching our TV, and
Bye.
stop fucking trying to be Americans.
Bye.
What vehicles do you have then?
It'll be a phone call as soon as Russia comes over. Hey, help us. Hey,
Yeah,
help us.
exactly. But I
Bye.
mean, like, shut the fuck up,
Stay in
man.
Canada. I don't give a
You,
damn. I don't have
you
that many
wear all our
Canadian friends I
fucking
give a damn
clothes.
about.
You fucking listen to all our music. You try to be us. You want fucking football. You want baseball. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Hockey's ours too, so fuck off.
Well, they made it, but we just made it better.
There you go.
So, and again, look, and I don't have a problem with per se Canadian people. I mean, because I
Neither
don't
do
know enough of
I.
them.
I love Canada. I love the people.
I don't know enough of them to say, but at the end of the day, if these people are saying this, bye. I
I don't
could
like
care less.
Quebec's. They can go fuck themselves. This the thing about them moving back from Florida is was on our news.
Yeah, well, I don't care. Bye. That makes more houses for us. You don't belong here anyway. Go back to your
Exactly.
home in Canada. Bye.
Oh, we're so bad. Good. Get the fuck
Bye.
out.
You don't like it
Don't be
here.
a snowbird
Bye.
here. Be a snowbird somewhere else.
Yes, bye. Go stay in your place for the whole winter and year. Go ahead. Bye.
And pull the pin.
Exactly right. I gotta do my outro though, but yes, that was a good segue. We should have really incorporated that. That is all the time we have for this episode. That is all the time we have for Canada. And until next time, Godspeed.
Pull the pin already, baby.
Boom. Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already.
We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time.